Many of us live life insisting that the main obstacle to a happy, successful life is the outside world. We stress that the enemies that stand in our way of our goals are the circumstances of life, family, friends, economy, government, and more. In fact, the most common enemy is closer than we think. It lies within. It's our ego. Ego is the Enemy by Ryan Holiday is a book about your worst enemy, your ego. And even though we're not egomaniacs, and yet the ego is still there, we live with it daily, and whether we like it or not, it is the root of most of our problems. What is the ego? The ego is an unhealthy belief in our own importance that leads to arrogance and self-centeredness. The ego is the enemy at every step along of the way in life. In life, people will find themselves at one of three stages. We're aspiring to do something, trying to make a dent in the universe, or we have achieved success, perhaps a little, perhaps a lot, or we have failed recently or continually. The ego at each stage is there. It is the enemy of building, maintaining, and recovering. When you're trying to make a difference in life, you'll find the ego secretly hiding to sabotage your dreams. In this stage of aspiring, you must practice seeing yourself with a little distance, cultivating the ability to get out of your own head. Here are 6 things you can do to stop your own ego. Number 1, don't talk, act. Forget recognition. It's about the doing that brings you ahead. Hard work in silence is the true strength. Speak with your actions more than your words. Number 2, be a student. We don't like to think that there's much left to learn or that others are better than us. This is the ego speaking. What we need is humility. The humble never assumes that they already know the way. Number 3, forget passion. We are constantly bombarded with the message of finding our passion. Seek purpose in life. Make sure that you are moving forward on the right track. Number 4, get over your pride. Pride helps us justify our ego and tells us how good we are after a major success that we've had. Pride makes us defensive when someone criticizes us or shows us that we can do better. Number 5, restrain yourself. Some people will indeed go out of their way to make you fail. It's easy then to be sidetracked by your hurt ego and seek revenge. You need to stay calm, put your head down, and get on with the most efficient and effective work you can produce. Number 6, ignore early pride. Focus on reality and don't allow your mind to create fake versions of it. Pride will take an actual achievement but unrealistically blow it out of proportion. Don't forget the reality of the situation and know there is always so much more to do. After you have achieved some success, you'll find that the feeling never lasts. That's because the ego shortens it. We stop learning, we stop listening, and we lose our grasp on what matters. In this stage of success, you must be sober, open-minded, and stay true to your purpose. Here are 6 ways to keep your ego in balance. Number 1, always stay a student. It takes humility to grasp that you know less as you know more and more. No matter what you've done, always stay a student. Number 2, don't tell yourself a story. When you become successful, the tendency is to tell your story in an embellished form. You keep telling that story to people and to yourself, and your talent becomes your identity, and your accomplishments become what you're worth. Number 3, stay on purpose. To live a fulfilling life, you should focus on what really matters to you. Because if you don't know how much you need, the answer with money is always the same. You need more. Number 4, manage yourself. As you become successful, days become less about doing and more about making decisions. This new responsibility requires a readjustment and then increased clarity and purpose. Number 5, beware of the disease. Once we've made it, our tendency is to switch to a mindset of getting what's mine. Now all of a sudden, awards and recognition matter, even though they weren't what got us here. Number 6, let go of control. Entitlement comes hand in hand with the poisonous need to micromanage and control. Your ego says, it must be all done my way. Even little things, even inconsequential things. Number 7, meditate on immensity. Realize that you're an atom's worth point in the immensity of the universe. In these moments, we are free and drawn towards important questions. Who am I? What am I doing? What's my role in this world? In life, all of us fail. What matters is that we respond with humility, strength, and responsibility instead of self-destructing, pity, and complaints. We must accept our situation with emotional resilience. The ego is there to make you quit and lose all hope. Here are 6 ways to fight the ego during times of failure. Number 1. Stay alive. Don't stay dead passively, waiting for things to happen in your life. Rather, stay alive by learning and acting and utilizing every second you have. Number 2. The effort is enough. We only have minimal control over rewards for our work and effort. We only control our actions. That's where we must find satisfaction and peace of mind, in knowing that you've tried your best. Number 3. Fight Club moments. We all go through hell. In these moments, we are forced to make eye contact with the truth. The ego often causes the crash and then blocks us from improving. Rising from the bottom is one of the most powerful perspectives in the world. Number 4. Draw the line. Don't get your identity tied up in your work. If you are failing, have the courage to make a full stop. The only real failure is abandoning your principles. Number 5. Maintain your scorecard. Don't care what others think. Care whether you meet your own very high standards. Anyone can win, but not everyone is the best possible version of themselves. Number 6. Always love. We all have stuff that ticks us off, but hate isn't the solution. Anger is our worst enemy and will make us someone we don't want to be. Love will do the opposite. These are all instances of ego working against us. Right when we've started, when we've made it, and when we've failed, we must at all costs avoid ego. We must not aspire or seek out of ego. We must have success without ego, and to push through failure with strength. We need to guard ourselves from the delusions of the ego, its stories, and its entitlement. If not, the ego will take it all from us.